Hi everyone, good evening. How are you? Lots of you waiting already to join, so pop in and say hi. My name is Claire from Claire Manning Creative.
Hi everyone, good evening. How are
Gosh,
you?
I can hear myself. I do not want that. Normally I'm on mute, and instead this time I've got myself in stereo. Is that better? Hi Roxy, hi Karen, hi Joe, and anyone else that's joining. If you haven't been here before, do pop into the live chat and say hi. We're a very friendly bunch, and I've got absolutely tons of news. And sorry, there's just someone at the door. I think it's my son coming home from work. Yes. Hi Toby, I'm just live. Hi Cleo. Hi Melanie. So yeah, I've got tons of news for you, stuff that's coming up this week, and a bit of sneaky peeky news of things that are coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. I've also got a nice demo for you using some stuff. I've got a flash deal to tell you about, which is an amazing discount that's on my website. If you do see anything during the demos or you want to have a mooch at my designs, I draw a lot of the stamp designs myself. There's stencils, there's dies, there's all sorts of other paper crafting goodies on my website. So there's a link underneath, and I'll just pop the details in the chat as well, and I'll put the code for the flash deal. So let me tell you about the flash deal first. So if there is any shopping that you wanted to do, you know what to do there. I don't think it'll let me post the link. Link's in the description anyway. So there's a code. It's 3 for 2 on all of the A5 and A6 stencils for the next few days. So the code, I'm just putting it in the comments now. So you add in any 3 stencils you want, A5 or A6. I've put it as a menu option for you, so you haven't got to go searching around. You can just go straight to the website, hit stencils, and anything in that section is 3 for 2. And then when you go to checkout, if you type in number 3, the letters FOR for number 2 and stencils, so it's in the chat for you as well. And that will be going till, what day is it today? So tonight and tomorrow. Probably won't be Friday, but that's because something else is happening Friday. So anyone else that's joined, hi Sue. You're away, but just catching a few minutes. Enjoy your break, Sue. Catching a few minutes before dinner. Hi Margaret. And hi anyone else that's joining. So let me think of everything that's going on this week, because it's all crazy. I'm going to be doing that much talking the next few minutes. I've got my Diet Coke ready. So the week for me, I know it's been bank holiday. Normally my week kicks off on a Monday, doesn't it, with my YouTube? So thank you for being patient. And there's lots of reasons why I've had to delay it a little bit this week. But it's partly because we have got an absolutely cracking next few days coming up for you. So a demo and details of the rest of the week tonight. And then tomorrow I'm on the Crafting Together with All Brands group. Slightly different time than I normally do. I normally do 1, but I think somebody else is on early afternoon. So I'm on at 4 tomorrow. And I'm going to be using some of the items that are then on my Hobby Maker show, which is on Friday at 3. So don't worry if you haven't got a pen or anything. Go on any of my socials, and there's a list I've just posted of all the times and dates. And then Saturday, it's not even the whole week done yet. Then Saturday, me, Natasha and Kerry and another special friend of mine are going to be at the Motorcycle Museum, National Motorcycle Museum, just into Solihull on the edge of Birmingham by the NEC for our usual show that we do there 4 or 5 times a year. So there's going to be, throughout that whole thing, that whole few days, there's going to be tons of offers, tons of demos, and lots going on. So everyone enjoyed the sunshine anyway over Easter. It's been absolutely fab, hasn't it? Do pop in the comments and say what you've been up to. I've done a lot of nice stuff and a lot of busy stuff over this weekend as well. But yeah, lots going on. Sorry, I'm just reading comments as well. Lovely. So tonight I'm going to use, a couple of people have asked me to recap using the bee with just layering it with colour and inks. I'm going to use a stencil. I'm going to use Superstars to show you that one. We haven't looked at it for ages and it's part of the 3 for 2. And then I'm going to use a bit of Happy Everything because that's in the Hobby Maker show on Friday. So I'm trying to think, I'm sure there's a zillion things I've missed out here telling you, but I'm sure they will crop up and come back to mind. So let me just swap the camera to the overhead. Just me, no horse again today, I'm sorry, he's out enjoying the sunshine himself. So let's switch to this one. There we go. So what did I say? The stars. Did I want to do stars? I'm sure there was something else I wanted to do as well in the background. Oh, I wanted to use a mask because I've added those into they're technically stencils as well as masks, aren't they? But I don't know where I've put them. I'll have a look in my bag. I've obviously hidden them somewhere. What can we do? I might have to swap that Superstars for something else because I don't know whether that's going to... No, we can make it work. We can make it work. Let me find... I just need another coloured ink. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. It's not a problem. Maybe I'll have those two just in case. So we'll try a different technique for the background to make it interesting for those of you that have already seen the bee. But some people missed the bee being showed layered up on Hobby Maker. And some just asked me to recap. So everybody should have their orders now anyway from their TV orders. And then it came back in stock last week again. So it was very, very busy. Busy bees. Been to the park. Hi Nola, yes, 3 for 2 on the stencils. Let me just pop the code in again for anyone that's joined in late. So it's number 3 and then FOR number 2 stencils. I've done it all in caps. I'm not sure whether it has to be case sensitive, to be honest. I haven't tested it, but there we go. And hi to anyone else joining. Right, so let's have a look at our busy bee. So I'm just swapping screens because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing on the other one. There we go. Won't be able to do Motorcycle Museum. Oh, no worries, Karen. I'm sure we'll see you at another one. And thank you for your beautiful birthday card. So it's my birthday on Friday. So thank you to everybody who wished me a happy birthday. 21 times 2. Is it new stuff on Friday? Yes, Roxy. Thank you. I'm glad you're awake and has reminded me. No, it's not. But it's new bundles and new pricing that's different to my website. So what I discussed with Hobby Maker, because I'm fairly new to them and we've already done a normal release this month, which was the Buzzing for You, was to introduce our little brand to some more Hobby Maker customers as well, and crafters who probably haven't seen lots of us before. I've restocked some really proper bestsellers of mine from the last 8 months, since we can go 8 months, nearly 9 months now. So yeah, I've done a load of new bundle pricing, and then even the ones individually. So if there's something that you've been after, there's no stencils, or there might be the must-have masks, but there's no normal stencils to clash with the offer that I've just done for you. But if there's stamps and dies that you're after, that maybe you've missed out on before because they've been so popular they've sold out, or you want to get them at a really, really good price, then tune in. And there'll be new demos anyway, so even if it's stuff that you've already got or you just want to join in the fun. Right then, so I thought it might be a nice way to show people who have only just kind of joined in. So we had lots and lots of new customers and new crafters following our first show on Hobby Maker. And then my new collection, which is really, really nice, will be the 3rd of May. So I'll tell you more about that a little bit closer to the time. So I've gone in first of all with the first layer. So let me just recap for you because I've been babbling about my shows. So when you get your bee, if you just want to do kind of classic inking, colouring, do 1, 2, 3 layers in that order. So I've put them in the packet in the right order for you if you just go top to bottom. So I'm doing the yellow, or this goldy colour, which is fossilised amber. You don't have to use oxide, you can use any type of ink you want. You could put paint on there. We've done loads with embossing. If you haven't seen that and you want to see that in more detail, check out my other videos. But I want to give it the kind of watercolour effect that it had when I painted it originally. I think I've got a bit too much water on there, but never mind. So I've spritzed it a little bit, and then that's going to kind of pour and give us, I've even done it on watercolour cards, so even that texture is giving us some real interest in there. Hi Claire, waiting for my bee. Yes, yours has been posted out. Cynthia, I saw your order the other day, so yours is on the way. What time Hobby Maker is 3 PM. But don't panic if you forget any of the dates and times, because I know it's a lot I've just bombarded you with in 13 minutes. Have a check on social media as well. I've done a nice little list to say Wednesday's this at this time, Thursday's this at this time, Friday and Saturday. Yep, new collection. It's really exciting. It's like, oh, there's some florals in there, of course, because it's me. But there's some really interesting other stamp designs in there. It's a little bit of a smaller collection this time. I'm conscious that this bee one, it was quite a large collection, therefore a little bit more expensive than I like to keep my collections, but I just couldn't cut anything out. So I've kept this one a little bit smaller for you, but it all goes absolutely perfectly. And there's some really cool not techniques, what concepts for stamps for you, so you will see. Oh, I thought my heat's all broke then, it's just not plugged in. So it's not absolutely essential to dry it off. If you don't mind your colours bleeding a little bit, go for it. It's not completely dry, it's just ish. And then I'm going in with the second layer, which is the next one down. And I think I explained this before of why I use this hickory smoke. Now I've done lots of different colour bees. I mean, you could do purple bees, blue bees, rainbow bees, whatever you wanted. The second layer, you would think the bee black stripes, yeah, or dark stripes. I prefer to use a dark brown or a dark grey because then when I add the third layer, which is the legs and the wings, if I do those in black, they're not going to stand out as much if I've already used a black on this second layer. I mean, unless you're doing those in, say, the lighter or a white or something like that. But whichever way, I like to do layer 2 and 3 in a very slightly different tone. It's not a must-have. So if you haven't got the right colour ink, don't panic. or you could do one in heat embossing or anything, but I just find it gives it a slightly more professional look and slightly closer to the colours of when it was painted. So I haven't tried it with the black soot, which is a bit more chalky and less crisp than that, but maybe I'll try that another day. So it's really easy. I don't even stress that much about lining it up. Oh, maybe that wasn't the right one. That looks too light to me. Let's try this one. Well, let's mix them. Who cares? Best bee stamp ever. Why, Margaret? That is cute. Thank you. Wow. That is a bold statement indeed. So that was a bit of mix of both. Look. I think I needed a bit more water on that one. I was a bit too shy with it. You can always add a bit more. Let's see how I've got that texture as well from the watercolour card. It's just an added extra, I guess, that. Then layer 3. And just to show you as I was lining up, there are a couple of little places that I've left to show you how easy it is to line things up. So I go the eye, this line here is for a leg, and this line here is for a leg. And then I always notice whether the tip matches up as well. Again, I really wouldn't stress too much, but if you know that that leg, that leg, that leg, that leg are pretty much lined up, you're going to get a good result. And I've seen so many amazing ones, I said it before, but they really are, truly are amazing, where you've all done glittery wings, vellum rings, shaker cards, just doing the watercolour like this, and honestly, your cards have been absolutely stunning, and I'm so pleased that you found it as easy to get good results with it as I have. I'm going to sit down at the weekend and do some drawing for the next ones. Definitely think that dragonfly idea will be the next one. That was Joe, wasn't it? Right then. And there is a busy bee. And I've talked all the way through that, but that's literally taken minutes, hasn't it? You could do that in 2 to 3 minutes. And I think it looks like something that you've spent far longer on. Will you be stocking any more distress ink pads? Yes, Joe. There's some other stuff going on to do with where I'm going to be working from that I will be updating you on very soon. But I'm just storage wise, I'm just having to keep things to a minimum at the moment. But that's going to be, actually no, I could do with some for Saturday. That's a bit silly of me. Should have got some in for. I might be able to get some in enough time, but I can't be left with a lot of stock at the moment because I'm, as I say, storage wise. But yes, is the answer. That was a very long and boring explanation to yes, but don't panic if it's not right now. And do let me know, Joe, if there's particular colours that you're after. I've got no problem in making sure, because I know there's loads now, isn't there? So I don't always restock everything all of the time. I tend to restock what you all like to buy. So what's the most popular? Ooh, Claire, please. I can't quite yet. I can't. I just got to sort out some finer details, but there's some very exciting stuff going on with me and some other people at the moment, which will hopefully also mean you've got more content and more stuff to enjoy and more crossover between small brands. That's about as much as I'm going to say, because I don't, yeah. I'm such a tease, aren't I? I want to, it's just that we don't know half of how we're going to do it all yet anyway ourselves, so as soon as I know. Margaret, so many are a flat straight on image. Yours is dimension too. Oh, is that why you think it's a good one? Yeah, I mean, there's lots out there, isn't there? And they're absolutely great, those kind of cutesy bees, and I love those. But I thought, what's the point in doing something that's the same that's out there? I thought, you know, if you've already got something like that, you're not going to want the same kind of thing again. And it just didn't quite fit with my painting style. I couldn't even draw when I was, you know, just randomly drawing things to see what kind of style I was going to go for. It just, because it didn't feel like me, I just couldn't even draw in that style. But it is fast becoming one of our bestsellers already. So there's a real mix on Friday of best-selling sentiments, best-selling dies, and some my artwork stamps, you know, florals and bits and pieces mixed in there as well. Oh, hang on, you may have let me into this part at the NSC. I can't remember what I said, sir. I can't remember. How are you finding those scissors? I love them, Roxy. So many people recommended these, didn't they, when I was asking about small scissors. I love them. They're really comfortable. They don't seem to dig in, because I write and scissor. I don't know, I feel like I do it quite weird because I've got dexterity issues with my joints, but I love them. They're insanely expensive, but as long as I don't lose them, they should last me forever, right? Thank you guys. So yes, there's our lovely bee. Let's get on with, let's talk about stencils for a minute. So, piece card. Just slightly smaller than my card blank, like I normally do, and I'm going to go for, I've got 2 or 3 different blues. So I want a bit of a kind of sky and stars background using the Superstar stencil, and I must admit this was quite an early one that we did, so not all of you may have seen it. So it's got these gradiated kind of larger stars down to smaller ones, and I absolutely love it. But I just want to use part of it today and give our little bee a kind of starry sky behind him. So I'm going to start by just putting down some colour. Sorry, the autofocus. And then I'm going to add some stars, I think, with this slightly darker. So I'm just going to try and zoom in a bit because we've got a bit more detail now to do, haven't we? What are the scissors called? These were the Tim Holtz ones, the Bitonic, and they are the smallest ones they do. It was either 4.5, are they? I'm not on inches. They're about 12 centimetres long, 12.5 centimetres. What's that? Is that 4 inches? The smallest ones, so. So I'm going to do just a bit of flat colour first. I think I had a darker blue on this brush before, so I'm just going to try and get rid of a bit of. Yeah, so I find they're crisper And you know when you're going around corners, and the ones I had, everything was bending there like that as I was going around, and then I don't know, it felt like it wasn't cutting crisp. So I feel like the detail bits, it's doing much, much nicer. Right, so let's add a bit of the lighter first. What is the yellow for the bee? And will you be getting it? And do yourself the scissors. Not at the moment, but I can try and get some in. The yellow was Distress Oxide, Fossilised Amber, and yeah, as I was saying to Joe D earlier, I will be restocking those. If I remember, I'll do an order tomorrow morning. So I want it kind of more on one side than the other. I'm not going to go all the way down because I'm not going to put my bee all the way down. I'm going to have my sentiment down here on this background rather than built up. So I just want it to kind of fade out over this one top corner. So I'm going quite dense with the colour there, and then I'm just kind of diffusing it out, I suppose. So it should appear as if it's popping out from behind our little bee. The bees come out at night. They probably don't, do they? They're probably all about the sunshine, right? But that's a good placement for the colouring. And then I want to do some stars. I feel like I want the bigger ones behind him and then come out to the smallers. So if you haven't had any of our stencils before, they're quite thick mylar, these. They're still bendable, but they're not as thin as what I use for the masks and things like that, because I find the firmer ones are better when you've got detail, and the thinner ones are better when it's a large shape. So that's why I stick to the two different types of mylar or plastic that we use. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, cute. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So that was really quick. You're doing an order, can I order some black embossing powder? Yes, you did say, I do apologise, Joe. Right then. So I want to stamp my sentiment directly on, but I'm going to be heat embossing it. So I'm just going to run my heat tool over that. I'm not going to be going anywhere near up here with my embossing powder, but just in case, really, I don't want it sticking anywhere else. So back in here, oops, dropped a magnet, and I'm going to use the Happy Everything. And loads of you have said how useful you found this. You know, this is our actual bestseller. We sell more of this than anything else in our whole collection now. We've done, God, hundreds of products. And I think the reason is, one, it's beautiful fonts and beautiful sentiments, but it sees you through the whole year as well. So loads of you have messaged me over the last month or so and gone, you know what, I've had this and I've used it for like happy birthday, all those kind of things. But then I got it out for Mother's Day, and then I got it out for Easter, and then I'm going to do a Father's Day one. And just to be able to have all of those to see you through that 1 year up, I think that's why it's so popular, because even if you only had one sentiment set in your stash, I reckon that should be the one. But I would say that. Hi Lisa, how are you? Anyone else joined in? Hi Jackie, sorry if I've missed anyone else. I'm going to use the B as well, Happy, because we're using our B. I'm going to try and be a bit cheeky and try and add on another E to it. So I'm just making sure as I'm doing the Happy in heat embossing, that I'm kind of laying everything out and just making sure that I've got enough room for everything that I want to do. I want to kind of bring it up here a bit so it just touches. Yeah, and leave enough room for another bee. I don't think you'd have to, but because we're using an actual bee, but I'll do that in black so I can add on an extra one in fine liner. Is that happy straight? I think so. That looks better. Oh, I think that's got a bit of embossing powder on it. Well, that's a bit sticker. Let's try again. There we go. So, embossing, we need my anti-static. Oh, did you see you had comments on the Easter? What, people like the font of it and stuff? Yeah, don't you think sometimes I find with the Easter stuff that's out there, one, I never like to buy tons of it anyway for Easter because it's, I don't know, I don't make as many Easter cards as I do, say, Christmas or birthday, but also sometimes it can be quite old-fashioned or quite childish. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I never feel like it goes with any of my other stuff. So half the time when I'm designing, I'm thinking, yes, I want to do what you guys want, but I'm also, sometimes I sneak in a sentiment or a font or something because I like it as well. And then you guys tell me that you like it. So that's all good, yeah? Right. So that happy, I've stamped a couple of times in my embossing, so it should be really nice and solid, no gaps. I've gone over it 3 times. And I'm just going for a gold. See how nice and solid that's gone? Just a tiny little bit. Yeah, needs a bit more. So that's lovely and solid already before even heat setting. So you don't always have to think about building up your sentiments. And what I mean by that is sometimes it can be tempting that if you're doing a background and then you're doing something to go on top that you've cut out or die cut or something, and then it can be tempting to do a die cut or a stamped sentiment and then cut out to layer on top and build it up that way. But sometimes just actually having it on your background so you've only actually got 2 layers is just nice and it gives it a cleaner look. So let's see if we can line up this B part and get this right. So let's get my thing straight on my mat. Just thinking about, do I want it in the middle of the B or no, I think I want it kind of sitting next to it. I hope I get this right. And then I'm just going to do it in VersaFine. Dyeing daughter's hair? What colour is she going, Roxy, or is it just like a root toucher? My daughter's just spent about 2 years growing her dye out that she begged me to do. So I've left that gap and now hopefully I'm going to do it with a pencil first. I'm hoping that I can replicate, this isn't a hand-drawn font of mine, but I'm hoping I can make it look similar. I think that curve needs to be a bit better. But if you do it in pencil first, you can get it as close as you can before going in with your fine liner. But if you don't feel confident to do this, just leave it as the BE. People will still get the pun, won't they? But I think from a distance you wouldn't really recognise it. I'm just going to let that dry before I rub out the pencil. And yeah, I don't think you'd notice, would you? Just need to get rid of the pencil bit. Right, there's my card. That would be a really nice background as well for any of your flowers or anything else, I reckon. The moon, if you've got the Love You to the Moon and Back, be a lovely background for that. So let's put everything together. So just keep setting that pen. Just I want to make sure it doesn't smudge. And you can buy putty type art rubbers if you ever want to rub out pencil underneath any ink or pen that you've done. I lost mine, and this is actually just a piece of blue tack. But if you're not 100% sure if your ink is dry, I'd dab rather than rub, but you don't get any bits of using this. The art rubbers are a little bit softer and a little bit better than blue tack, but blue tack does do the job. If you haven't got it lying around, a proper one lying around, it will do it for you. So let's just pop it. I'm not going to do any foam pads on this. I'm not going to lift anything up. The only layers we've got are, a newer crafter asked me actually recently, so I'll explain why. Said if you do just white on white and you don't, you inking onto a white background and then just putting it on a white card without a matte layer to outline, why do you bother doing that? And why not just go straight on the card blank? So if you are a new crafter, this is the reason why myself and many other card makers do this. One, I think it gives it a more professional, sturdy feel to your card. It feels more robust. It stands nicer. It doesn't buckle if you've used any water-based or you've done it or anything like that. If you mess up, you've only used that piece card rather than a full card blank, which are more expensive. And as well, like if you've used coloured pens or anything like that, it's particularly alcohol ones, they can soak through. If you've used anything water-based or water paint or anything like that, it can really make it wobbly and stand up. So I know that's probably like telling you to suck eggs if you're an experienced crafter and you would do that anyway. But I really think, because when you're new and you think, well, do they do that for a reason? Can I not just cut that corner? And you can. It's not to say that you can't go straight on your card blank, but I just think you get a much, much better result doing everything on a separate piece. I call them like panels. And I pre-cut loads or die cut loads of these, just slightly smaller than my card blanks, so they're all ready to go. I've got some in black, I've got some in grey, I've got some in holographic if I want to use them for matte layers, all that kind of thing. Right then, so he's held firmly in place now, but can you see, even though with those 3 layers it's still really thin, so you could still probably get away with that in a letter if you were posting rather than a large letter which is thicker. Let's do last bit. Let's add some holographic sequins. I feel like I'm getting quite a lot of shadows now there. Oh, thank you, Jacket. I always feel when I talk through some of this stuff, I think some of you are probably thinking, yeah, we know that. But you never know, do you? And we're not born knowing this stuff. It's trial and error for a lot of us, or us each other helping each other out. So I'm going to go a few holographic, and then I've got some of these to play with that I've been testing for ages. Well, I say testing, I've had them to test for ages. These beautiful enamel dots that I may do. These are just the black, white and grey, which I love, but they come in other colours as well. So I don't know yet. Let's try them out and see whether we like them. So these are already adhesive, and I've got different sizes. So let's add a few of those. And then let's add some sequins as well. And have a bit of a mix-up. And then the last thing I'm going to do on this card, actually, which I probably should have done before putting everything on it, but I've been talking too much, is I'm going to stamp something on the inside as well from this set, because I never do that either. Let's get the sending one as well. I wonder if you can combine something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's right. Of the black ones, yeah. So that it's just a nice bit of a contrast. So it's a similar kind of look that you would get with a what they're called, like Nouveau drops and enamel drops and things like that. But there's no waiting time. So I'm gonna make sure that they stay on reasonably well, because that's part of my testing of things like this. Yes, I like that they're different sizes too, Nella. And if they hold up, and I like them, then I'll have a look at all the different colours and see what we can do. But that would be a nice addition, I think, to our embellishments range. Do you remember when I said I was only going to do a couple of colours of sequins? It's not quite turned out that way, has it? I remember saying I only really want to do like holographic and clear because, you know, those are the ones I use. And then I found the no hole ones and I thought they're all beautiful. And then now I want to do other ones. So we'll see. So let's have a look at all the different layering ones. So there's the Yay You, it was part. I want to use just the scripty parts for something inside. Let's see if we can combine. I haven't planned this, so I don't know how much of this we can do. Oh, we could do a complete happy birthday there in the same font. It's all the same fonts, look. That one looks slightly bolder just because it's bigger, but it's all the same fonts. Or we've got birthday wishes here. Oh, let's do that one, love and kisses. Or good vibes. Oh, I don't know. Good vibes. Because for me, bees are like a happy thing, aren't they? And it's be happy on the front. You could do, oh, I've got it. I'm going to do the happy and then just stamp the vibes. Love using pearl gems. Yeah, they're similar kind of thing to use for the pearl gems, but I think they're really like nice and glossy and modern, but you use them in the same way. So you should be able to use them with your, I know they're adhesive, aren't they? I was thinking with your thingy tool, but I don't know whether that would be strong enough to take them off the adhesive back. I don't know. Right. So I'm going to have to stamp this upside down now, because I should have done this before. But this is probably a bit of a sneaky trick, because if I do that now, obviously I can't stamp there. I could fold that under and go like that, but then it's not going to be flat because I've got all that embellishment. So if I do this and either stamp it upside down or turn around my stamping tool and do it like this, I've got round that nice and easily. but let's just check. Yeah, I don't want to say all that and then stamp. Oh, there goes my heat tool. And the dog hair on the stamp. So let's do happy, and I want the vibes in the middle. That's centralised enough. It'll do. I could use my grid, couldn't I? But I don't know where it is this moment. So I want all of the happy inked, and then I just want the vibes. So I'm going to try and get it right with my ink pad, but if I don't, it's no big deal. I could always go in and wipe off if necessary, as long as you wipe it well and dry it, you know, it'll be fine. It's not very clean because I've just smudged a dog hair that got in the ink across the page, but that's nothing to do with the stamping, that's just off my finger. Let's go in again, make it nice and crisp. But yeah, that was from that smudge there is dog hair, not. We never do anything on the inside, do we? Which leads me to, do you want to see something that's in the new one? It's 2 weeks away though. Is that too early to show you a sneak peek? Because as well as not doing much inside, or I don't anyway, I don't know about you guys, I also feel I don't do much with envelopes. Don't know whether anyone else feels the same. So let's have a look at this finished card, and then I might show you one of the designs from the new collection, which is called You Are My World for May. But it's going to be a very sneak peek. You can't tell anybody, guys, all right? But that's our Be Happy. It's never too early. I just feel it's too frustrating sometimes, isn't it? Because if you see something too early and then you're like, oh, like, have you ever, let me change back to the cameras. Have you ever, Sky or the other TV channels or whatever, and they do an advert for a show and you're like, oh my God, that looks amazing. I can't wait to watch that. And then it doesn't even tell you when it's going to start for you to put it on your planner. It just goes, coming soon. And I'm like, that's the biggest tease ever. Oh, hi Kerry, how are you? Love sneaky peeks, never too early. Usually something inside my card. And on the envelope, yes. Well, on that note, let me just grab something. I'm not showing it you all though. I couldn't possibly do that. But there's one stamp set. As I say, it's a slightly smaller collection, so I've made it a bit more affordable for you. Whoops, God. Nearly fell. Need your drink. There's no vodka in this, I promise. I'm just falling over from sheer clumsiness. Yes, Roxy, so annoying, isn't it? When you're like, yes, I'm well into that. I want to see that programme. So I'll hold it up, but so you can see it in more detail, I'll change to overhead then. So this is called Sealed with Love, and I'm really excited about this. And the flower design you will see in some of the bits in the collection. So you will be able to do exactly what Roxy has said there, which is match your envelope to your card. This big stamp goes on the flap of your card, or you can do it as an, you know, that would be beautiful on a card itself. It is perfectly sized to completely fill the flap on a 5x7, but you could do it on a large card as well, an A5, just by having slightly more border. You could do it on an A6 by using less of it. I haven't tested it on the square ones yet. It just might be slightly different angle. And then you've got all these cool little embellishment stamps as well. You've got something for your address. Oh, where am I going? No. For your address. And then seal stamps. So you can do this in embossing or ink and make your own seal with your own little design in the seals. And then obviously you could use all these extra bits as embellishments for your normal cards as well. Make your own little stamp to go on the front. It's so sweet. But it goes perfectly with one of the other ones to make the card. And then do the envelope. I'm really excited about that. And if any of you came to visit me at the NEC, just a few weeks ago, it was about a month ago, was it? Is it that? I was drawing that at the desk. Yes, there you go, Lisa. Lisa saw me drawing that. So that's how quickly we turn things around by getting stuff made in the UK. So a couple of weeks ago, I was drawing it. I went home. Next week, digitised it. Next week, got some samples. A couple of weeks, it's be on the website for you. So that, used it on the front of a card, just saying. Yes, Kerry, see? Even you could use it twice, couldn't you? You could have a big card and have them join in the middle. I can't wait to show you more. Can use all of those elements in our planners and journals. Yep, you've got lots of little bits and pieces. I say little, they're not tiny. Let me show it you a little bit. This is an A5 set. So there's 2 A5 sets, 2 A6 sets and an A5 stencil. So it's slightly smaller, but I haven't compromised anything on the design. Everything still goes. So being an A5 set, there you go, that's like the lid of a embossing powder. So they're not tiny piddly little ones that you're going to struggle to use. They're still decent sizes, and I've tried to make it the perfect size. So if you put your seal there, it looks right, it looks like, and that's the right size for your address. Yay! How exciting! Wow, gorgeous, very nice. Oh. So that's obviously the hand-drawn element, which is a kind of blossom. Would you say that's a cherry blossom? I don't know, it's a kind of made-up one. I wouldn't say that's a exact flower. Oh, something's too low now. Let me go back up. Right, guys, I'm going to have some dinner. My daughter Kate is cooking for us tonight. We're having some chicken flatbreads. I like this kind of food now when it gets to the warmer weather. Do you? Lots of salad, lots of it's basically like a homemade healthy kebab. So yeah, have a great evening. If you joined in late, let me just pop the 3 for 2 stencil code for you. So it's number 3 FOR number 2 stencils. The link to the website's in the bottom, and I will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. over on Facebook, Crafting Together with All Brands. I'm trying to remember where I'm supposed to be all week myself. What if I turn up somewhere on the wrong day, on the wrong time? Nice blindfold. Oh, what, the camera. But have a lovely, lovely evening, guys. Oh, when are they for sale, Jackie? The new collection is the 3rd of May on Hobbymaker. That will be the launch, which I think is a Tuesday. Is it Tuesday after the bank holiday? I don't know. But anyway, have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will share a pic of the card if it's something that you want to have a go at yourself. See you tomorrow.